Hey guys, Steve here. How's it going? I thought I would just take a couple minutes this afternoon to share with you a little bit of what I've been thinking about. Like many of you, I'm stuck at home in the midst of the coronavirus, and as I've been thinking about the Lord and what is going on in our world, here's some of the things I've been thinking about. This, of course, is a little bit of a test. How can we be more connected? How can we hear from each other? And how can we look to the Lord even in these times? And I thought I'd share with you a little bit of what I've been thinking about actually for a while and how it kind of translates to what we're going through now. I've been looking and reading this devotional. It's Paul Tripp's Morning Mercies. That might be backwards on the screen, but it's a great devotional, and one of them from November 5th that I've been thinking about for several months, obviously, because it's not November anymore, but talked about how so many things that we engage with in life point to God. And he said in one of the paragraphs here, he said, all good and glorious created things that God puts in our lives are things he has designed and placed there to point us to the only place where life can ever be found, in him. All created things are signs that point us to what can be found in him. You know how this works from driving around or from taking a trip. A sign points you to a thing, but the sign is not the thing. You know this as you were to come into Colorado from maybe another state. You always pass that sign that says, "Welcome to colorful Colorado." The sign isn't colorful Colorado, but it's pointing to colorful Colorado. And with life, it's much the same. We see so many good things that God has put there, and they're not the things in and of themselves that are to give us life, but they point us to God, who is the only one who can give life. I wanted to share a verse with you, Colossians 1:16 and 17. Maybe as you're thinking about this, you can engage with this today. It says here in Colossians 1, verse 16, "For by him all things were created, in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or rulers or authorities, all things were created through him and for him." Everything was created for Christ, and everything was created by Christ, and everything can point us to Christ. And I was thinking about that, long before the coronavirus hit, but as I engage with whatever topic, how might I find ways to see it point to Christ? Maybe it's faith and work that we've been looking at as an entire church. When I finish something, even in work, can that point to Christ? Christ finished creation. When God finished creation, he was done. He sat down and rested. Or even on the cross, he said, "It is finished." Christ is one who finishes things. And as I finish something, I can even reflect on him. You can find these sort of things everywhere in the smallest ways. So now we're in the times of coronavirus. How can I do it there too? I look around and my son, I just heard the basketball hitting on the front driveway. He's playing basketball, and we're all together as a family, all kind of engaged in our own things, but I can watch my children and see them as the gift they are, and interact with them, seeing things around me that I can be thankful for because they came from God. Another verse, almost the same address, 1:17 again. This comes from James though, very famous one. Every good gift and every, a little bit of wind there. Every good gift and every perfect gift is from above, coming down from the Father of lights, with whom there is no variation or shadow due to change. Every good thing that we see around us, even in a time like this, I think it'll encourage my heart. I know it has been, even as I thought about this morning. What are the good things that I can give thanks to? Because they're pointing. The good thing in and of itself is not what gives me life, but it points to the giver of that good thing. It's God. And even there at the end of that verse, it says, he does not change like a shadow. He's still on the throne. He still loves us. He still cares for us. He still provides for us. And where do we see that? Where are the ways that we can see God at work? Maybe take time to develop the discipline. Even if you have a little bit of extra time on your hand, maybe spend some time in James and Colossians and look around you. Where is it? And those things can encourage us. And as we're going to be concentrating on a lot, they can give us hope because they point us to Christ, who is the ultimate hope. Thanks, guys. Hopefully this will be the first of many, and we continue to engage through his word and as a community.